Hey guys, Stevie P here. It's been a while since I've seen y'all. I know I saw on a post a little while ago that some big things are happening. Well, I'm going to tell you about them today. First, I want to say thank you to the professor, Neil Peart. We lost him yesterday. He's been an inspiration to a lot of us. Maybe not the reason that some of us picked up some sticks, certainly the reason a lot of us picked up sticks. But he's definitely been an inspiration to a lot of us. So Neil, thank you. You'll be missed. Thank you for everything you've done for people, for music, for the drumming community, for always being a student and always being a great human being and always being a drummer that nobody can compare to. Having said that, you guys see me sitting here behind Blue Betty. This Blue Betty is a 2006 Gretsch Catalina Birch club kit. It is came 6-piece, 3 rack toms, floor tom, kick drum. I just put new heads on everything. Genera HD or ST dry head on my snare. The UV2 coateds on my toms. I coated EMAD on my kick for the batter head, and then the Evans 56 custom made with my logo on for my kick drum Rezo head. My Zildjian cymbals here, but there's something special I think y'all ought to know. The reason why I'm wearing a Gretsch shirt, I've been playing Gretsch for 13 years. And I've kind of flowed in and out of music, and recently some big things have happened. We're going to show them to you right now. Alright guys, so here's it. I've never done this before. This is an unboxing, and in this box is the kick drum and I believe the rack tom to my brand new 4-piece Gretsch Renown Maple Club kit. This is a small jazz bop kit. It's got an 18 by 14 inch bass, so it enables a little bit of space. But I gotta thank Gretsch Drums USA for this. They sent this to me and I can't appreciate it. Shirt, I got a jacket, stickers, coffee mug and all that kind of stuff. So I am your official Gretsch drummer now. So we're gonna go ahead and unbox this. This drum set's kind of special, and as I unbox it, doing it the wrong way, pulling the knife towards me. Should never do that, kids. I had a choice on some colors, and I chose this particular color for a reason. It's beautiful, and the reason I chose this color is because it reminds me of the drums. Looks as close as I can to the drums that the person who inspired me to play. In this box should be the heads that come with the kit, which I am not going to use. I don't. Gretsch likes to use the Remo heads, and Remo heads are great. They're just boy, not my jam right now. Evans, if you're paying attention, I love your heads. I know I'm not sponsored by them. So yeah, here is the Remo Power Stroke 18-inch kick drum head that I will save and hold on to as a replacement if needed, especially emergency replacement. I don't really ever get rid of my old drum heads. I keep them as emergency replacements. But this is the resident head that came with the kit. I'm going to put this up on the wall by my old black Rezo drum head from Blue Betty that many of you have seen over many years of playing. So we're just going to put this off to the side. Well, I'll hang this up later. Okay. I'll go ahead and hand that off to my assistant. First things first, mounting hoop, and it is sealed in the bag. So I'm just going to kind of carefully open it up there and toss that out that way. I'm going to bring this up closer. If you can see, and here we've got this dark stain on the edges of the hoop and this beautiful vintage pearl wrap on the inside here. The whole drum kit is that vintage pearl, vintage white pearl. So we're going to put this off to the side. We're going to take the rest of the stuff out and see what we've got. Let's see a good place to put this. I didn't think that far ahead. Just carefully, because we certainly don't want to damage the drums. I've got some styrofoam in here. Safety, styrofoam, woo! All right, kid. Yes. We'll put this, my rack tom, we're just going to put this off to the side for a moment. Okay, let's see here. Move this down here and make sure I get the other hoop. And Henry, please remove said box. Henry is my drum tech.
Hi.
Stage manager, stage hand, roadie. Behind the camera is the wonderful Mr. Nate Polite. He is my cameraman, my producer, director, stage hand, roadie. And the best part is they do this stuff for free. Well, no, I do buy their food, put a roof over their head and clothes on their back. So I'm going to go ahead and open up the other hoop. It's going to look just the same as the first one. And God, this thing is beautiful. Here, oh, yeah. Yep, no, that wraps up perfectly. Okay. Never had a drum kit this small before. And as I'm unwrapping this, well, I'll tell you my inspiration later. Most of you know, those of you who know me really well, you know why I picked up the kit. And look at how beautiful this is. This is just absolutely gorgeous. This is my first time seeing it up close and in person. I am just absolutely in awe. Gosh, I can't wait to get this thing put together. So we've got some work to do, man. We've got old school handles on there, or old school knobs on the legs for the kick drum. I guess I'm gonna have to go knifey here and get it out. We'll make the adjustment setting this thing up once we kind of get it towards the ground. One thing that Gretsch also provided for me was, I gotta tell you, man, it's one of the most ingenious things I saw. I actually bought one, not expecting to get this with a kit. I'll open this up real quick. It's a cradle, a nice heavy duty cradle. This is an 18-inch bass drum. That's 22. This will not go, obviously, as low to the ground. Those of you that play these little bop kits or have them, these jazz kits, you know what I'm talking about. But here's a cradle, and the backside by the beater head will rest up in here. The hoop of the bass drum will sit up in here, and this will hold it up high enough, and I'll turn it around, and obviously I can mount my kick pedal right in here, and the kick pedal will hit the center of the bass drum head, which is where I want it to be. So, man, let's take care of a couple things here. We'll get this unwrapped, and we're moving on. I'll catch you back when we get this thing unwrapped and we're ready to put a head on. All right, guys. Next up, this came in the same box with the kick drum. This is my 12-inch by 8-inch rack tom. I do like a 12-inch rack tom. They're really fantastic. When I would use Blue Betty as a 4-piece, I would typically go with my 12-inch rack tom and rack tom only. This is, look at that thing. That is just absolutely beautiful. We're going to go ahead and show you here. This mount system that they've got has got the rubber grommets in there for shock prevention. It's going to sit really nice and really fantastic on the drum. Gretsch Remo Rezo head. It's a hazy head. It is a Remo Emperor clear on the top. I am going to replace that with a UV2. But give me just a second here. We're going to bring out the 2 remaining drums. Then we're going to go ahead and do some head swapping and set this thing up and see how she sounds. All right? Okay, now we're going to go ahead and unbox my floor tom. It is a 14 by, I believe, 12. I am really bad with remembering stuff like that, but you know, hey, as long as I remember what I'm supposed to play, when I'm supposed to play it, tempo, and keep it the same, then I'm doing all right. Oh, this thing, oh geez. This thing is, oh, it's a Gretsch, so I know she's gonna sound as beautiful as she looks. Actually, I call her she, and I've already kind of got a name for this drum kit. Oh, look at this. Oh, oh my Lord. Oh my Jesus. Look at that. He is just absolutely beautiful, gorgeous. That beautiful vintage pearl. the circular logo on there. Gretsch, thank you so much. I can't believe it. I appreciate it so much. We're just going to keep this rolling here real quick. I'm going to put this down. I'm going to grab the snare. Okay. They were nice enough to send me a snare drum as well. It's got that vintage white pearl on it. It is a 14 by 5, which is fantastic. And there are the snare side with the nice snare springs on it. This thing is just, oh, I can't wait to get the bag all through. Oh, geez, look at that. That is just fantastic. Beautiful, beautiful. The head-on is Renown Ambassador coated. I've got another Genera ST drive I'm going to put on this. Look at the throw here, just fantastic. On the springs, this isn't plastic, ladies and gentlemen. This is actual fiber. It's like canvas straps to hold the springs up. Boy, man. Woo-wee. Woo-wee, baby. Well, you know what we got this one here? Let's go ahead and rehead this one, okay? I'll use the Gretsch drum key that came with it. And we're going to go ahead and throw the clutch off. And I'm just going to show you how I put on a snare head real quick. And actually, you know, a lot of people think you got to do a star pattern. I was about ready to go there. When you're taking it off, you don't really need to do a star pattern. What I'm doing is kind of getting out to the point now where okay, I love you, Gretsch, but I got to go with my Evans key, because my Evans key, I love the weight of it. I love how it just operates. It fits nice and snug. It doesn't come off as I'm turning. So basically what I'm going to do here is, now that I've got these down, I'm just going to go ahead and, with my fingers, get the rest of them off. I'm going to pop off the hoop and take care of that. Now, I have found that there are certain toys and accoutrements that come with drum kits that you can buy nowadays that can help you out with your different playing, make things a little bit easier. One of them is you get aftermarket wooden hoops to put on your drums, which I will not do. But they have these things called rim risers, and they're made of either die-cast steel, aluminum, or you can get it made out of wood. Might be looking into one of those. It might be a nice little toy, and I'll cross-stick it. So we're going to go ahead and take this off. Whoops. Apparently I didn't get that one undone enough. Well, there it is. Okay, we're going to go ahead, move this closer, set that off to the side. I'll take this nice, beautiful Remo head, and we are going to set it up here for a minute. And here is my Evans UV2. So it is a 12-inch drum head. Put that there. I'm going to bring this up to the camera and show you something about this now. I did a lot of research, and these are great. They're baked on really well. The coating is, but you see here at the bevel edge, it goes to clear, which really helps you get some resonance out of your kit, out of your drum, but you also really don't need muffling. Some guys do. I don't. With that coating on top, it's really, really, really easy to tune and gives you enough resonance and not too much. Takes it down some of the brightness, gives you all the warmth that you want. So I really like these heads. That's why I bought them for this kit as well. So I'm going to go ahead and put this bad boy on. Whoops, that's the wrong head. I'm doing my snare. So this should be the ST Dry. I'm just so excited, I'm really not thinking now. The ST Dry, it's coated all the way around. It's got these little holes cut in, drilled into the side, which helps some airflow get through. And they really help you get that fat snare sound that most guys like, that I certainly like, without having to do too much to it. And not having to add anything. I can't do the fat wallet trick, to be honest with you. I got 3 kids, so my wallet is never fat. But I can, you know, throw something on there if I need to. Piece of t-shirt, piece of old drum head that I've cut apart. So make sure this is seated nice and good. And there we go. Now I'm just going to put the hoop on, and we're going to go ahead and get this thing set up. And tuning it, you know, honestly, everybody's, you can go online, you can find a bunch of different ways. I know I'm always looking to find new, easier, faster ways to get certain things done. Especially like if I'm in the middle of a gig or in the middle of a recording session and I have a problem with a head or something like that, or if I need to replace a head for a particular tune or need to get a different sound. Any tips and tricks I can find, especially from guys that have been around a lot longer than I have, and I've been doing this since, well, I've been playing drums at least semi-professionally since the early 90s, so that'll give you an idea. But it's always good to have, you know, some other stuff going on, find out some different things. So we're just going to go ahead right now and just going to get these down to what we call finger tight. And I just use the key a little bit because it just makes it easier. Okay, not following the star pattern or anything like that. Just kind of going around and getting it done. You know, and I will tell you, I'm just sharing this today. I'm not planning on doing like a video series or anything like that. Obviously, I don't have the equipment for it. I'm recording this on my phone, but I just wanted to do this because it's a big deal right now to share this with you, and I got permission, you know, to do a couple of different things. So I'm really happy. I'm really happy what's going on, and I know with the people that I've been playing with lately, outside of the studio, are really gonna love this thing when I show up with it. They're gonna go, man, that's crazy, that's crazy. So, and for those of you who wonder what I've been doing, I have been doing quite a bit of studio work. I need to get a drumstick out of here. I do quite a bit of studio work, working with some amazing artists, amazing people, doing some amazing things. I appreciate that, and I've been kind of hanging out with some old friends, some new friends, and doing a few things as well off the side that will be ready to come out hopefully here in the next month or two. So take the drum kit or the drum stick out so I can test it, obviously. So I'm gonna go ahead and put weight in the middle. I'm gonna go ahead up. That one can come down just a little bit more. I'm gonna go ahead and give it a little crank. I still do the star pattern here. It's just one of those, when I'm really getting into tuning, it's one of those things. And I'm just kind of giving them each a little bit of a turn and a half. I want to pop the wrinkles out. Oh, there we go. And I'm putting just slight pressure on the middle of the head. I've got wrinkles still going on here, so I need to come back here and take that a turn. Get wrinkles here, you take that a turn. Over here. Let me get my wrinkles out. You know, there we go. Those up. We're still not quite there yet. Okay, now here's what I'm going to do. Is one thing I did learn that this is probably the most useful tool that I've ever used. I've never used a drum bop, but I have a drum dial that I do use on occasion as a way to get me almost there. But you don't always have time at a gig or in the studio to bring out your drum dial. At home, obviously you do. But when I'm in the studio or at a gig, let's come in, hit about an inch or so away from each lug, and I try to tone match them. Back it off just a little bit. Ooh, back that one off a little bit more. turn that one up. So now, this is where it gets the longest, and I'm just not going to do a whole bunch of it here. I'm just going to kind of go through and feel my tension. I'll fine tune it off camera when I get everything mounted and set up, ready to go. The only other thing I'm going to do is I need another drumstick for this. Drummers out there know what I'm about to do. I'm going to make sure that we get the bottom head tuned up. Okay, we got a young Zachary coming home. He has not seen this gorgeous drum kit yet. He's kind of looking. Now he's paying attention. Make sure that he drives the truck right. Okay. Boy, that was just dumb as rocks. Perfect. So there we go. So we're gonna go ahead and stop here real quick, and I'll get the rack tom out. I'll get the heads on the toms, and we'll come back and show you what they look like when they're all done. Okay, as we go through this, I want to show you something. Here are the legs for the floor tom, and what's great is they've got these locks on them. And these locks, I think I'm going to have to see if I can get some for that floor tom, because drummers, we all know, we like them set up a certain height, and we like to keep them that way. This way you don't have to use tape, you don't have to use a grease pen or anything like that to mark them. They've got these locks on there, you just leave them right there. So I'm going to go ahead and mount these up and put that on the floor, and obviously fine-tune adjustments will be made. Oh, look at that. Now, I will have to tweak them a little bit, so I like my legs on the outside. So we're going to go ahead and make that little adjustment here now. Close enough for now. And that's just how we're going to work it. It's fantastic stuff. I'm loving the new technology. Gretsch, you've done a fantastic job. But I still cannot wait to get down and see how this bad boy sounds and play it. These maple shells are fantastic. So this is just a really easy peasy part. When I'm done with this, we're going to go ahead and put the heads on the kick drum. I'll get the batter head on, then I got a special treat for those that know me with the bass drum, and I'll divulge the name of the drum kit at that particular point. So we'll be back with you when we do that, and so stick around and enjoy a frosty cold beverage of choice or something. All right, see you in a minute. All right, I've got the beater head on the kick drum. The beater heads replaced floor tom, rack tom, snare drum. The last thing to do in regards to getting the drums put together before I hit the stands, because Gretsch sent me a set of G5 stands that we'll be assembling here soon. It's time to unveil the special trigger. I'm going to thank Gretsch, our special item on this drum kit. I'm going to thank Gretsch for allowing me to do this as well. There's an individual that inspired me to play drums many years ago. And I know a lot of you, when you're growing up in your house, your parents would say, yeah, only play during this time, or oh, they cringed every time you played. They might have supported you, but you know that maybe that's when they had to go to the grocery stores when your practice time was. I got my first drum kit when I was 18, still living at home. Set it up in my room, and I had a big, like 1,200 watt stereo system. I didn't use headphones. I just cranked the music way up and played. And I go to work, come home. This particular individual couldn't wait. He's like, hey, how's it going? Hey, how's your day? Blah, blah. When are you going to go play drums? He played drums when he was in high school, and for a few years after. Matter of fact, the drum kit, the Vintage White Pearls, inspired from his drum kit, which was made by a company called Royal or King or Crown. I can't remember which. They're no longer in business, and I wasn't able. This is close as I want to be able to get to that this modern day and age. But that particular man is my father, who I lost 6 years ago. But he's the reason I picked up a set of drumsticks in the first place. He's the reason I continued to play. When he was alive, he would come to all the gigs that he could come to. and he would support me. He always preferred when I was in a blues band rather than a rock band, but he was always there to support me, and everything. It just means the world to me. So in this particular case, I have a custom-made drum head with his initials on here, Stephen Wayne, Gretsch logo, and it's the Evans 56 calf tone. This means the world to me. I checked with my sister before I went and ordered this head, just to make sure that she was okay with it too. She's really cool, so Chris, thank you. And Aunt Carrie, you're probably going to see this for the first time here, and Mom, you too. So this kid is this color and everything is also it's an honor of my father, who was the biggest inspiration to me musically, playing drums. And ooh, that was bad. That drum kit's Blue Betty. This one's going to be called Papa Song, which is what I call Dad quite a bit. So now I'm just going to make sure everything is looking good and lined up here. So I don't have to go back and reset it and get the hoop on. Make sure everything's nice and good. And then I think we're going to be good. So we'll show you this when the hoop's all mounted on, and then we'll get to the stands and we'll set her up and play. All right, stick around. All right, here's the old kick drum put together. I gotta say, I'm stoked. I think that looks absolutely beautiful. Sounds good. Sounds fantastic. Sounds fantastic. But Papa San, this one's for you. Okay. We'll make sure we play some good jazz on this one, some good blues, and have ourselves a good time. What I'm going to do right now is I'm just going to kind of put everything together. I've got a bunch of hardware over here. I've got, matter of fact, in this bag right here is the rack mount for my rack top. I can just go ahead and stick that in right now, and go ahead and put that together. And the hardest or the longest thing it's going to take me to do, I think, once we get everything done, set up, is just make sure that I've got my bass drum centered, or my kick pedal centered on the bass drum, and be ready to go. Oh, there's the memory lock, and bingo bango. What's great about this too is being that it is a 4-piece, they left this here so I can get, if I want to get a cymbal boom to put right in here for my ride cymbal. That eliminates one stand, unless I want to run around 2 crash cymbals. Or I can even put a little cymbal boom arm in here, so a little straight, or a cymbal attachment in here, and I can run a little splash cymbal on top of it too. Gives me some options. Maybe even put a little post in here, and put a little mount in here for my cowbells, tambourine, jam blocks, whatever I want to put. So I kind of like that. We're gonna go ahead and put this on and get everything set up with the cymbal stands and everything. Snare stand, they gave you the G5 straight cymbal stand, the G5 boom cymbal stand. I got a G5 hi-hat stand, G5 snare stand, and a G5 single chain drive bass drum pedal. So it's going to be fantastic. Can't wait to get that rolling, and I'll get her all set up. We're going to get her tuned pretty good for the garage, and we'll jam out just for a minute or two, and we'll see you back then. All right, thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here it is, everything put together. Man, I tell you what, I was wrong. This is a double chain drive pedal, which makes me super happy. I tell you, the technology in here, the mount for the rack tom is fantastic. The articulating joint on the snare stand, outstanding. The feel of everything, I just kind of need to break it in a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Get that newness worn off. Gretsch, again, thank you so much. I appreciate it. The Catalina Club kit over there, this is the Gretsch Renown Maple Jazz Kit. I know I'm not really super flashy on this yet, but that's okay. I appreciate the kit. It will be seen at gigs around town. It will be heard in the studio. It will be heard wherever I'm doing any recording. To all my friends who've helped me out in my musical career over the years, all the way from the guys with Tomcat Courtney and Kevin Caperton, may he rest in peace, all the way through to Reverends in the Center, Fat Shirley, Vince and Steve, whatever we're going to be calling ourselves, to Chris and Phil with Gretsch and talent reps and showcases. I appreciate it. And this is icing on the cake, man. Never did I think when I was starting off that I'd be sitting here behind something that company sent me like this. I appreciate it. This brand new shiny kit, I think, makes me want to go out and buy some brand new shiny cymbals, but I'm going to have to wait a little bit, unless Zildjian, you want to send me something. Anyway, guys, thanks so much. This is the big news. Me and Gretsch, let's do it. Have a great day.